Welcome back to our discussion on the problem of inflation. In the previous video, I shared my personal story about how the rising cost of living derailed my retirement plans, despite doing everything right. Today, I'm going to talk about a potential solution. If you haven't watched the previous video, I encourage you to go back and watch it to get the full story. To quickly recap, I spent more than 2 decades working decent-paying professional jobs, hadn't racked up a ton of personal debt, aside from my house mortgage, and was disciplined about saving for retirement since my teens. But as I approached retirement in less than 15 years, it felt impossible. So where did I go wrong? I was saving in a form of money that was losing value over time. Even with wise investments in mutual funds averaging 10% returns, my savings fell short. What good is 10% interest if prices rise just as fast, or even faster? This isn't new. Our grandparents told us a gallon of gas used to cost a nickel. Well, they weren't kidding, and this is no joke. The dollar's purchasing power has plummeted over the last century. But why? Is it just greedy oil producers, house builders, and grocery chains perpetually increasing their prices that makes it so we have to pay so much more to get the same things as our parents or grandparents? Nope. Now look at this chart. This shows how much the money supply, meaning the number of dollars in circulation, has increased in the past century. If you think one thing might relate to the other, you're catching on. The video title mentions Bitcoin, but I'm not here to sell you a fantasy of getting rich overnight. If you think anyone mentioning Bitcoin is a scammer, forget what you think you know about it. Or maybe you're confused by the jargon: blockchain, decentralization, mining, etc. Forget that for now too. And to be perfectly clear, I'm talking about Bitcoin, not the thousands of other cryptocurrencies. And yes, there is a difference. There is one simple concept which is intrinsic to what Bitcoin is and how it works, which you really need to understand. No inflation. It's true. The number of Bitcoins that will ever exist is absolutely fixed. By design, there will never be more than 21 million Bitcoins. The point of this video is not to go into the details of proving that or explaining how that's possible. Instead, for now, just think about the implications of that. The 2 simple charts I shared earlier about the US dollar devaluing over time and the number of US dollars increasing over time show you what the money you're using is like. And you know what that's done to your standard of living and whatever savings you may have. Now imagine saving in a form of money that can't be inflated. It will hold its value over time. This is one of, if not the most critical properties of money. It should be a reliable way to store your value, your wealth, your purchasing power into the future, so all the time and effort you put into earning it in the first place doesn't just melt away. That's what Bitcoin can do for you, like it did for me. Once I came to this realization and changed how I was saving my wealth, my dismal financial future began to look a lot brighter. And yours can too. By understanding Bitcoin's power to protect your wealth, you can take the first step towards securing your financial future. If you want to learn more, check the link in the description to access my free resource about Bitcoin to begin creating a better future for yourself. None of this constitutes financial advice and is for information purposes only.